Greetings in the precious divine name of the Most High, His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie the First, Jah Rastafari, I, Ras-Berry Radio 101.1, the best. Thoughts from Andrew. Show is the Temple of Enlightenment. I'm your host, Andrew Tafari, here in the morning, this nice, beautiful Wednesday morning. Nothing ever gonna stop me. Nothing ever gonna stop me. Nothing ever gonna stop me from telling the children the truth. Nothing ever gonna stop me from telling the children the truth up in the early morning before they begin yawning. Well, give thanks and praises, bringing all these children through all these stages. Nothing ever gonna stop me. Nothing ever gonna stop me. Nothing ever gonna flop me from telling, enlightening the children. Yeah. So today I want to enlighten them on the things that they have to confront and the things that they have to deal with in this life. Things that I've learned about that I have to deal with too, and that I have to confront and accept because a part of life. So the first thing is competition. Competition in this life, in anything that you do in this life, you're always gonna have two things. You're gonna have a competitor and you're gonna have a predator. And you know how I learned this? I looked into life and I looked into nature, and I saw that in life every animal has two things to deal with: a competitor and a predator. Right? So if you look at a lion, a hyena is its competitor. It has to compete with a hyena to eat because the hyena wants the same food that the lion wants. So they have to compete, and because they compete, because of that, they fight with each other. So if a lion sees a hyena, it's gonna attack it, and if a group of hyenas corner one single lion, they're gonna kill it. You know what I'm saying? That's the competition. And then the predator is what? Like a snake, because a snake is actually a threat to a hyena or a lion. You know what I'm saying? So in this life, you have two things that you have to deal with: competitor and a predator. So it's just like in anything that you do as a person. If you're in school and you in a class, and it doesn't matter what grade you are, you're gonna have the other kids compete against you, right? And you're gonna have the people who try to get rid of you, which those are your predators. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a analogy or a metaphor for that situation. If you become older, or if you're a teenager, or if you're a young adult, and you're looking a girl, or you want a girl, you have other guys who are your competition, who you have to deal with. That they want the same girl as you, so you have to deal with that. If you start a business, you're gonna have your competitors and you're gonna have your predators. So your competitors is the people who are in the same business as you, who are doing the same thing as you and want to get rid of you so they can get more of the market share, or they can get all of the market share, right? And then you have your predator now, who is like the government or the guys who have made it already, who just want to eat your food. You know what I'm saying? So in life, those are the things that you have to deal with it. But there's many ways of how your competition can get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? That you have to be aware of, because as an example, let's say you have singer A and you have singer B. Singer B wants to get rid of singer A. What's the easiest way how this singer can get rid of singer A? Well, all singer B has to do is start to tear down. The quickest way is to tear down singer A. That's the quickest thing that singer B can do, is to tear down singer A. And by what? Going on the air and saying, oh, that person sucks, saying all the worst things, or attacking them in a song. You know what I'm saying? That's one way how they can do it. Or another way is they can, try to discourage this person from doing what they're doing. Like they can tell them, oh, this is a waste. They'll send somebody else to you and tell you, oh, this is a waste of your time. you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't, because what it is that you have something good, you have something great that you, but because you're not aware that these are the things that you have to deal with in life, you don't know how to defend it. So they come to you now and fill up your head with all kind of stuff and throw you off of your mission. So then what the purpose of that is to do now is that when you give up and you go off track, then they can say to the people, oh, but look, this person is a hypocrite. This person is a hypocrite. They don't stick true to their word. They don't continue on their mission. They weren't serious about being a singer. They were just trying to just doing it for the look of it or something. You know what I'm saying? And then that's another way how they can get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that's what you have to look out for with your competition. You know, it's just like if I'm trying to court a female and there's another guy trying to court the same female, he can just go to that female, or he can come around when I'm around and I might be talking to her, and he might come and ask the most embarrassing question. But it's not for you to jump out of yourself now and get angry, because you see that is what the competition is looking for. They're trying to get that negative response out of you, so then that way they can get the edge. You see what I'm trying to say? Because they're always looking for the edge. So once you know show up yourself to be somebody who's easily irritated and easily moved to do negative things, then that's going to turn the female off, or that's going to turn your customers off. You know what I'm saying? So you always have to, how you deal with the competition is you remain calm, and you before you jump to do anything, think why they're trying to do this, think what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? What is the reason why the competition is trying to get at you? You know what I'm saying? And then also too, but don't always look at it in a negative way either, because sometimes you can learn from the competition. Sometimes the competition can make you better than what you were. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the competition might know something that you're not aware of. You know what I'm saying? That can pull you up, or make you go further than, or allow you to go further than where they are. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to look at the competition and you have to examine them and say, what they're saying, is it true, or what is the reason? You know what I'm saying? And then if you find that there's certain parts of it to be true, you don't have to come out and make them know that neither. You know what I'm saying? You can just quietly correct those things, improve yourself and improve your skills. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you deal with the competition. And then in life, the other things that you have to deal with, especially in this life, you have to deal with racism, and that this is something that I've had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And it's not racism like in the old days. You know what I mean? Like where they say, oh, this skin color people can only use this bathroom. It's not like that type of racism. It's racism under the rug, meaning lots of the people that you deal with, they're racist, but they can't because they're trying to say that the world change and laws or whatever. They deal with it. It's all under the rug. So meaning I go to apply for work, and then the person might be a Indian person, and they might be racist against somebody who is black or somebody who is mixed, or they might be racist against a white person, or vice versa. A white person might be the person hiring, and they might be racist against another race. You know what I'm saying? And then because you go for the work, I might be the better candidate, but because they don't want somebody who looks like me there, they hire the other person. You know what I'm saying? And then you go to lots of different jobs, and you wonder why. I went to university, I did everything I could possibly do, my skills are where they need to be. I've examined myself, things that I need to work on, and yet still they still don't give it the work. Well, that's racism, and that's what you have to deal with. But you have to find ways of how you can get past that. You know what I'm saying? And ways how you can show them that they're making a mistake. You know what I mean? They're throwing away a genius, or you have to make them feel that way within themselves, and that's how you deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing that you have to deal with. And then also too, before I also had to say this too, in terms of competition too. Sometimes when you're really good and you go to look for work, or you go on to work, or you get hired and you're at the workplace, sometimes they get rid of you because you, the boss, feels threatened. In other words, I might be the making of a greater boss than that boss. So because he doesn't want to lose his position, he gets rid of me. Or in terms of like these people who have these shows, like, all these entertainers and all these people who are so called so great or so good at what they do. You might have this street youth who is 100 times better at speaking or at communicating or at entertaining or at enlightening or whatever the case may be. And that person, they might they don't want this dude to come on the show because they're threatened that once this dude makes that entrance on the show, he's all these people is going to have such a major impact on so many people that they don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, anything great, all you have to do when you're met with that is just keep being great and find ways. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's always a way. You know what I'm saying? There's always a way to do the same thing and to let the world see. You know what I'm saying? To let the world see what you have to offer. So that's how you deal with that. And then the other thing, in Jamaica, they have this term where they call it bad mind, which is basically the same thing as envy. You know what I'm saying? You have people who are envious in this life. You know what I'm saying? So envy is something what will hold you back as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I might be doing this show now, and the show is impactful. This show is this show might be a great show, a great idea, even though I'm not going out there and bragging and holding up a sign and saying this and all of that. And then there might be somebody who is somebody who wants to hire somebody and they know about my show. And but because they're envious of this show, they don't hire me, or they don't want to deal with me. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's something that you have to deal with as well. That's a part of the struggle. That's a part of success. You know what I'm saying? Is learning how to deal with envy. You know what I'm saying? But the key thing to remember is that if people are envious of you, it means that you have something good. That's when you know you have something good. Because nobody's going to be envious of something that isn't good. People are only envious of things that are good. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you know that you should nurture the thing that you have. When people are if I was doing this show and nobody was envious of me, and nobody was and that fight wasn't there because of the envy, then I would say then that's what would make me know that I would be wasting my time. But the fact that people are envious of it means that it's something good and it's something to be treasured. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you deal with that. You know what I mean? And then nowadays too, there's another thing called sexism, which that's the biggest stumbling block right now. Sexism is the biggest stumbling block for I and I right now. And when I say I and I, not me or you, I mean me. Right? That's the biggest, and for all the other, and for lots of guys out there, sexism is a big thing. And because in the old days, women used to complain and say, when no, nowadays I don't even hear about no feminists. You see how hypocritical see how hypocritical they were. Back in the 90s, they jump up and say, oh, they're creating this movement because they want equality for women. And I don't know how you can say you want equality. How does that make sense anyways? That was just a tactic to get them power. You see? Because look, no, as soon as them get the power, which they have nowadays, they're not doing nothing again towards equality. You see? So now the people can differentiate between the real and the fake. You see what I'm trying to say? They're not doing nothing towards equality. And from the beginning I knew that was hypocrite. I was a hypocrite. And that's why them don't like me, because I was saying that from then. Because how can you say that you're fighting for equality and yet you're only fighting for one gender? That doesn't make sense. That is just a ploy and a tactic to get them power. Because now they don't care about equality anymore. And now they're doing exactly what they used to fight against. They want to make women higher than men, which is how can you be a righteous person, or how can you be close to Jah? These people obviously not close to Jah, because Jah deal with everything equal. You know what I'm saying? So that is a big stumbling block now that you have to hit for all these younger guys coming up. You're going to have to deal with it, which is a very big problem right now, because right now, even in the workplace and in lots of scenarios, they give women more opportunities than guys. You know what I'm saying? And these old guys too, these old guys, they enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? They jump because you see what they're doing, they're just trying to dodge the bullet. So you see what they do now, they're some like a snake. So they hide behind the woman now because them say the feminists or whatever have power or whatever. So them hide behind the woman now and laugh while these same woman shoot up an innocent guy like me. You know what I'm saying? Or other innocent guys out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you have to deal with that. But you know how you deal with that? You know how you meet those type of hatred and those type of hypocrite. You show love to them. Show love to them. You know what I'm saying? Don't show no hatred to them. You know what I mean? And speak and let them know how you really feel. And show them what real equality is for all people. Because if I'm dealing with equality, it has to be for everybody, regardless of your gender or your race or your age or anything. So that's another thing that you have to deal with in this life. You know what I'm saying? And then you have so those are all the things that people that we have to face. You know what I'm saying? And things that they don't tell you in school about these things. They only teach you how to solve a math problem, which is good. That helps you to think. But they never tell you say you have to solve the problem of gender equality. You have to solve the problem of racism. You have to solve the problem. You have to deal with competitors. You have to deal with all of these different things. And the way how you deal with it too is to be fit. You know what I'm saying? Prepare yourself for it in every way and accept that it exists. A lot of people try to sweep things under the rug to deny that these things exist. And then when they meet it up now, they don't even realize, because lots of people find themselves dealing with these things and they don't even realize it. And I see it all the time. You know what I mean? I see it all the time. I've been working in places and I see how certain people, if you look at all the supervisors, they all look a certain way. If you look at if you look in certain positions, only women are getting these positions. Because as far as I can tell, a lot of these women that get these positions, I don't see what they do to get these positions. Because all I see these women doing nowadays is just shaking their booty and showing their punani. I don't see them doing nothing, and I don't care if you want to say I can't say the word punani. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they're doing. I don't see none of them using their brain to get where they're reaching. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't see none of them using their brain to get where they reach. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, because even up at the news now, you might how I see how it works. You have one old feminist, one old bitter feminist, old bitter woman. You understand how it works in a lot of these radio stations, right? To show you an example of what I'm saying. She's not looking at the fact that me, a young kid who she possibly could have given birth to. Yeah, me. She gave birth to me. I came out of her vagina as well. But she don't care about that. She's so deep rooted and so bitter in her ways, right? And so bitter and cold that a girl might come up there and might not have the skills that I have. I might have more skills and can shine more than she. But she refuses to help me. She just want to help the girl, just to push up the girl to say, oh, woman this, woman that. What does that prove? That doesn't prove nothing. That doesn't prove that woman is an old bitter feminist. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why the people won't off her. You know what I'm saying? Off her. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you fighting against your own sons out here and putting down your own sons out here. And it's not just me. Because I have other people, I have family and other people who face these same struggles. You know what I'm saying? I worked in the warehouse and I've heard Jamaican people talk about these same struggles. And not just Jamaican. If I go out on the street and should talk to lots of guys out there, they would tell, and I was to bring up this topic, they would agree. You know what I'm saying? That women nowadays don't face half the struggle that men face. You know what I'm saying? Because I see where even in the family structure, they'll kick out the son and throw the son out there and the girl can just stay at home. How come she don't have to? Why she doesn't have to leave and go and try to make life? But no, because true, he want to stay there and fuck she. You know what I'm saying? He want to stay there so and fuck she. So she can stay there so because she's more of a person than, you see what I'm saying? So as a young man, this is the problem. These are the things that you have to deal with and confront. And this is, you have to think like a lion. That's why I think like a lion, Kind of lion society is so it work, So might as well think like a lion then. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the other thing is people have different type of mentalities. That's another thing that you have to deal with. You see, you have to study people, you know. Because you have some people who have a dog mentality. See, lots of guys have a dog mentality. You know how a dog moves? If you think how a dog is, some people have that mentality. So you have to think and deal with them on that level. Some people, some women have a bird mentality. You know how birds are. You know how if you see a group of birds and you rush down on them, they fly away. That's how some women are. You have to be so gentle and so still, and you have to know what they love. Birds love trees. Birds always are looking for trees. So you have to know how to deal with birds. And some people, some women have a bird mentality. Some guys have a tree mentality. You know how trees are? Trees, they stay in one place and they absorb. They absorb everything in the environment, right? They absorb. So, in other words, the roots are in the ground. They suck the nutrients out of the earth. They suck the sunlight from the sun and the rain and everything. And then what do? They give it back to the earth, right? So some people have that mentality. There's guys who have a crocodile mentality. You know how a crocodile thinks? A crocodile is the most dangerous hunter ever. Because you know what a crocodile does? If they look for a nice spot, and crocodiles don't go out of their way to look for their food. They go to a nice little spot where the water is still and stagnant, and they need trees in their environment, because trees attract birds, and sometimes the birds fall out of the tree or come down to drink water, and that's how they eat. So the crocodile will sit there and their prey will come to them. They never go looking for their prey. So some people have that mentality, the reptile crocodile mentality. So you have to watch out for that. Because some people are like that. They'll create an environment for you to come in there. And when you come in there now, that's how they eat you as the prey. You see what I'm saying? Some women have a goat mentality. Like some women are patriarchal, like an elephant or a goat mentality. That's also, I would say, the old white feminists are the old feminists. Whatever color they may be. That's how they are. You know what I'm saying? They have the elephant or the goat mentality. And because the reason why I say that is because those are herd animals. And the females usually they oust the male, and it's just a banner of females. That's how some old feminists are, like an elephant mentality. You see what I'm trying to say? So you have to think and know the different mentalities that people have, and know how to deal with them accordingly. Some people have a bear mentality. They're solitary. You know what I'm saying? Some people have a cat mentality. If you know how cats are, most women have a cat mentality. They're secretive. I always say lots of guys have a dog mentality, meaning they'll shit on the lawn and right in front of your face and they won't care. A woman now, which is like a cat, she's very secretive. A cat is secretive. They're not just gonna shit anywhere. They hide and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? So they usually cover up their dirt. If you know how cats are, that's how women are. They cover up their dirt, and a man will make the whole world know and don't care. So you have to know how to deal with those different things. So all I'm saying is think about that and learn how to deal with that, and realize that's what you have to overcome in this life and in this struggle. You know what I'm saying? And then also I learned this in life too. In this life, when life is like a ladder, what you have to deal with when you're trying to climb the ladder. You have somebody above you, and their aim is to kick you down. They're kicking on your head because they don't want you to come and take their spot. And you have the person below you who is trying to get up there and pulling your leg down. So they're actually stretching you like this. And you have to learn how to deal with that as a man. Right? So those are the different things that you have to struggle with. And temptation. Temptation is another thing that you have to struggle with. Temptation, there's lots of temptations. Because see, I figured out how these people work, you know. How these people sell things out here, you know, and all these kind of temptations. It's like nowadays everybody's trying to sell sex and drugs. That's what these societies work off of: sex, drugs, and food. Seeing sex, drugs, and food. That's what this society work off of. So in terms of sex, if you look on the internet, all is just bare sex. Nothing of educational value, nothing for knowledge, no vegetables. It's like that's why I know that these women don't have no use towards raising children. Because how can you have that children are in the thing and you don't serve them no vegetable with the food. It's just one plate of sugar. That's all you give to your kids. One plate of sugar. Which is which is all you look on the internet is just beer sex. So they have all these bunch of temps. They create a website and they create temps. So they temp everybody and then drive you to the place where they're selling the sex. And these women have no use because all you can do all is just skin out your pussy. You can't do nothing else. You understand what I'm trying to say? You can't do something else with yourself. All you can do is just go and skin out your pussy. Where piss come out and blood and children. You see what I'm trying to say? Because I don't see nothing great in that. You see what I'm trying to say? Skin up your bottom where shit come out of. You can't teach the youth them nothing. You see what I'm trying to say? These are the things that you have to realize. These are the temptations. And then how that become a temptation now because you get so locked into it now. And then it become like a drug. So you go there now and them charge you $50 or them charge you $25. When you keep tempting these little youths and them spend $50, spend $25 and them go broke. And then you say to them, oh, well, what you do with all of your money? Well, it's because you thief it from the youth them. You rob your own little son them and your own little children. You know what I'm saying? And you're not doing nothing to give back to the community. You're not doing nothing. All that money that you're robbing and you're raping the community. So yeah, you're robbing and you're raping the community. That's what you're doing. You're not doing, I don't see you put back nothing into anything. I don't see you build a school. I don't see you feed none of these kids. I don't see you create nothing with all that money. You just go around and brag and boast. But oh, your day has come. Come where? What day? You reach heaven yet? As far as I know, your day only come when you reach the heaven. Right? So you can come tell me about your day come and you don't give back nothing to the community. See, this is why I can't understand how people so fool, you know. Give the real people a chance. So that's the temp of that. And then you have the drugs. You know what I'm saying? Well, nowadays I look on the YouTube, I don't see too much of that. You know, you have these old guys. Oh, you can be an old man and you first of all, you're telling your children don't do drugs. Are you the old man with the big old dirty old mustache? You're on the thing they're smoking about. Actually, how old are you? You're a big man. Teach the youths and stop tempt them to take drugs. You know what I mean? And then you have people on the street smoking to tempt these kids. And then when them start smoking and then them get addicted and fall victim to that trap. And can't get themselves out of that trap and waste their money. As I'm saying, you don't do nothing to give back to the community. It's like you take this apple from the youth and you're not even so kind enough to cut a slice and say, here, youth, eat back some apple. Because far as I know, you know, if you feed the people, then will feed you in return, you know. If you provide a work for me, you know, and you want me to be your customer, you know, how can these people talk about capitalism? And talk about their system is, oh, the money must circulate. But them not circulating the money. Them just taking all the money. If you don't circulate it back to I and back to the other people, how can it circulate back into your pocket? You know what I'm saying? So those are the temptations that you have to look out for, and that's all the stuff that you have to deal with. And that's all I have to say today. Right? So Rastafari lives. Ras-Berry Radio 101.1 the best. Thoughts from Andrew is the Temple of Enlightenment show. Never, never gonna stop me. Never, never gonna stop me. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what you wanna do. You can go ahead and be you, but I'm gonna be true, even if it makes you blue. Cause the people them need enlightenment. The people them need to be reverent. They don't need to be held down in concrete and cement. Always build with sand and stone, because that lasts longer than anything. Them get kinda cold. Never gonna stop me. Lightning in your hey.